Hello. I know this is unexpected, but we're going to do it anyway. Because I'm leaving tomorrow, so we're not going to be live tomorrow morning. So I figured I'd come on for a little bit. We'll do a little work in here anyway. So, where are we? Okay. So we made this last night in the live, and it's just an over the page kind of thing, and it's not decorated on the back, so we have to decorate it on the back. And then we have this little pocket that's going to go over here. So let's do some stuff. Yeah. Oh shit! Hold on, I forgot to say good morning. Hold on, I gotta say good morning. Okay, now back over here. Hello. How are you? This is Els coming from Bima's Crafty Corner. This is the Crafty Corner. It's Bima's, and I happen to be Els, and so that's what we're doing. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna work on this, and this is our detective album journal. It's a Sherlock journal, and it started off. It was a base that looks, that's got these like black fins in it. It's actually a scrapbook album, and we just added a little bit so that we could put some flips and things into it. And we're going to put 3 signatures in here and probably some kind of folio. Good morning, Miss Arlene. I just figured I'd come on today and we just play a little bit. So this is where we are, and we're going to glue this in because we've already decided we like this and we want to put it over here. And so we're going to put this in. This is a piece of packaging that I just think fits the theme in a weird way. Sandy's in the other room having a crisis. Her sister is sick and wants her to come visit and help her out a little bit. And she can't fly because she doesn't have a real ID. And you have to have a real ID now to get on a plane. So she can't fly. So they're talking about putting her on a train. But the problem is there's no train depot in Vegas. So I don't know how that's going to work. No idea. We do have this. We could just put that on there. Could just glue that on there. Be careful though, because we put that on paper clip on kind of permanently. We don't really want anything tall. We do have. All right, we're going to do this. Hi, Miss Mary. So since I'm not going to be here tomorrow, and I'm not going to be here Wednesday morning, I decided I'd go live for a little bit today. Just, to kind of hang out. See my tribe before I go. I'm going to back this just to make it a little thicker because it's going to hang off. So we'll go ahead and put it on here and then trim it. And ink, do all that stuff. So she's in there having a heated debate with her sister. It's a love-hate relationship. She loves her because she's her sister, but she hates her because she's her sister, you know? And they're talking about putting her on a train, and the problem is there's no train station in Vegas. So I don't know that she's going to be able to get on a train here. She may have to take a bus to LA. And, that's not great because, she has to lug around her CPAP machine, her heart monitor, I think we're going to use a little bit thicker glue here. Yes, ma'am, we are still doing Mick Media tonight. Yes, yes, yes. That is going to happen. We're going to do it. So we're kind of putting these things on and covering the paper clip. There. I'm okay with that. A little bit of the doily hanging out here. So let's nip this off. There. Okay. This little white thing hanging out is driving me crazy. I know everybody else can see it because I can barely see it because I got my glasses. I need new glasses. I do. Okay. So now, what are we going to do here? Are we going to do anything? We could do this. Because we still have this page too to do. I think we're going to put this over here. Let's get the ink open and get to inking stuff. Bye, honey. Go get some rest. We're going to have a good time. Hubbard's going with me. He doesn't go on Scaventure with me often, but when he does go with me, I always find some of the best stuff. I don't know. He's my lucky charm. But he knows what he's looking for, so when we hit a store, like he'll spot that store too. We'll like be driving down and he'll go, wait a minute. And I'll go, what? And he'll go, there was a thrift store on that side street. And I'll go, really? He'll go, yep. Flip around and we'll go. And then we get in there and he knows what I'm looking for. So he's always coming up to me going, what about this? What about this? He's the reason I actually have my big red, which was my first, big red. And that was because he found it in the box with all the parts. Normally they don't have the parts, but he came over and he's like, it's got the box. He's like, it's got everything. Carla! He was very pleased with himself. It's got everything. It has all the stuff. Grab my bone folder here. Get this up. We'll put some washi down. If we could find the end of the washi. Let me put the dog down. Oh, I didn't know you were there. I had no idea you were up there. Get down. Thank you. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. He's like, hey, I'm up here. Well, that was a quick trip.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's the full meal bill. But yeah, he's going with me, and we're gonna go. Grumpy butt. I haven't gotten my husband out of this house in like 6 years to go on a real trip. It's been a while. So last time he went with me, we did a turnaround to Utah. And that is the last time he went on a trip with me. So he's going, and he's going to like it. So I got a couple of, non-crafty things planned. We're going to go to an underground garden and a museum. He loves museums, so we're going to go to a history museum. And then we're driving through Death Valley. That's a new one. Not for me. I've been through Death Valley a few times, many times, because I used to drive down here from California on the frequent before I moved here. Needs something. No, it's the other way. We've done that a few times too. But we are going past Sequoia. I don't know. We might stop. It's not too far out of the way. We're going through Humboldt County. If you know, you know. If he's a really good boy and we have time, I'm going to take him into San Francisco and get him some seafood. He loves seafood. I, on the other hand, can't get anywhere near it. But he can, so I'll probably take him to get some. Yeah, that's when we went up to that big American Craft blowout sale. He went with me. And we totally loaded the car up. Ozzy, you're starting to irritate like the world. that's good. Put this little, that piece here. We're going to put that there just because I can, because I have it. That's why. Doesn't really serve any purpose, and it has no real reason other than just, it'll decorate the page a little bit. And I gotta find a thing. All right, hold on, Oz. I'm coming. I'm coming, buddy. You got it?
Oh.
These things are in my way now. What a fun experiment, but now they're in my way. Okay, let's see. I'm looking for my I used it in another place in here, and I want to use it again. Let me pull this out real quick. Should be right here. Why is it not there? Because you move things around, Dodo. Oh, okay. That's not it. And that's not it. It's got to be in the other box. I put it in the wrong box. Okay, hold on. Let me get this out of the way. I think I put it in the wrong box. We're going to find it. Hold on, Oz. I'm outside. No, I want inside. Outside. No, I want inside. Jump through hoops. Outside, outside, inside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside. Seriously. What the hell did I do with it? I have completely lost what I'm looking
Hey
for.
Dylan, this is Mike. Cox Advanced Technical Support calling in reference to Cox ticket number 30163785.
No.
Just let you know that the outage has been cleared. I've been to the modem multiple times and I'm not seeing any packet loss. It's good. If and when you get the opportunity, if you'd be so kind as to give us a call back, we'd greatly appreciate it. Oh, this is at the site 805.
I don't think either one of those is the one I'm looking for, but
yeah, give us a call. Let us know how things are going. If we can go ahead and move forward with closing this here ticket, we can be reached 24/7 at 1-844-618-3810. I thank you for using Cox Business Technical Support. Have a fantastic day now.
that's not it. Well, I think I lost what I'm looking for.
Yeah. I'm coming. I got things I got to do.
Ruff, 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 ruff.
Ruff, ruff. Ruff, ruff,
Ruff,
ruff,
ruff, ruff, ruff. Ruff, 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 ruff. Arf.
little upset I haven't given him a treat.
Okay, let's see. See, like I know what I'm looking for.
All right, go lay down.
Exactly what I'm looking for, but I can't find what I'm looking for. All right, it's got to be in here. This is where it belongs. Okay, that's not it. 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 Nope. Nobody. Nope. 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 Okay. I used some. I'm wondering if I put it somewhere else. Going, oh, I'm just going to put it here so I remember where it's at. Yeah, because I'm goofy like that. You know, put it in a safe place. There it is. Okay. Okay. All righty. Hi, Miss Mari. Carla's got the cable man coming tomorrow to fix her internet. Because it's brokey. Okay, we're going to take this and add it. Muddy soda.
Nothing I got there.
Yeah, he doesn't do muddy soda.
Got nothing there.
Okay, here we go. Oh, that's cool, Mari. I think it's important, you know, that as much family as can puts an imprint on a child. You know? I think it's good for the kid. We might use that. We might use that. Well, this little pack was a plethora of good stuff. A lot of sewing stuff, but still. There's a shoe. That could be a clue, right? You never know. There's some books. Those are always good. Some letters. A tag. See, we're finding good stuff just by looking through things. Okay. So I'm pretty happy with this. We're going to go ahead and move on to the next one. Let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I'm going to put a tab over here, though, I think. I don't know. Maybe it was my upbringing, because I remember we spent a lot of, like, my brother and I spent every single weekend at my grandparents' house. From the time I can remember, we were there every weekend. We would go over Friday after school, and my mom would pick us up on Sunday after church. And there were things that my grandparents did with us that are memories that stuck. Like, my grandfather, when he was a teenager,
Hi, this is Mike with Cox Events.
was a soda jerk.
Cox ticket number
You know?
3018.
And so he could do, like, he used to make root beer floats for us. My grandmother would go to bingo, and my grandfather would let us stay up and watch the Johnny Carson show. And then when my grandmother would pull in, he could see the light of her pulling in. And he always went out and turned her car around, because she would pull into the driveway, and then my grandfather would go out and he would turn her car around, so that when she pulled out, she was always going forward. She didn't have to back out because it was a big street.
If you have any further
And
questions, please.
he would go, "Your grandmother's home. Get upstairs and pretend you're sleeping." So we'd run upstairs and jump into bed. Now, of course, she knew we were up, but we'd go up and jump into bed and pretend we were asleep. But the minute she would leave to go to bingo, he would get out these tall, fluted glasses. And he was diabetic, so he couldn't eat it. But he would make me and my brother cream sodas and root beer floats and just all kinds of stuff. And he would flip the ice cream up into the air. He'd put it in a scoop, and then he'd hit his arm, and it would fly up, and he'd catch it in the cup. And we thought it was fantastic. That was the best, you know? It was no big deal, but for us, it was the best. You know, I'm almost 56 years old, and those are still some of my best memories. And then there was a point where my uncle lived in the house next door to them with my cousin. And so every weekend I got to see my cousin. And we spent time playing with my cousin and hanging out with my cousin. And I had a lot of cousins, most of them named Christine. You know, I remember going over to my grandmother's sister's house. My auntie, we called her Auntie. I did not, honestly, I didn't know this until I was like 50 years old. It never clicked in my head. Me and my brother, my mom, my grandmother, we all called her Auntie. I honestly thought that was her name. I did not know that, and my dad called her Ronnie. And I never equated the two, but my mother's name was Veronica. Her middle name was Veronica. And she was named after her aunt, which also happened to be her grandmother's, her grandmother's name. Because in my family, the middle name of the child is usually the grandmother's name, first or middle, in order to keep, history kind of thing. So, could use that. maybe some of these numbers. So it never dawned on me until my cousin's daughter, they named her Veronica. My mother hated that name. She hated it. Not that she hated her aunt or her grandmother. She just hated the name. And it wasn't until my cousin had a daughter, and her daughter was born just before my mother passed away, like a year before my mom passed away. And she named her Veronica, and they called her Ronnie. And I went, oh, criminy. Like it never, it never equated in my brain until then. All right, what are we going to do on this page, guys? I have like this little detective kit. It's actually a grooming kit, but I think it could be a detective kit, like brushes and stuff. We could put the car on there. That's about the right period. Let's see. This basket's filling up again, guys. Projects I'm working on. We don't want to get that destroyed. That's in there. All right, let's do this. We get elementary. Maybe we'll use it. I don't know. We're going to see. Still around, but in assisted living. So he spent loads of time seeing Papa. Yes. Got a cowboy. He worked the ranches as a cowman. Yeah. I had a girl that worked for me years ago, and her name was Marcel. And yeah. People didn't realize that was actually her name. And when we did the Democratic National Convention, you had to fill out forms and present, and you had to use your full legal name to be on the site for the security background checks and all that stuff. And when they called her name, like half the people she worked with were like, what? Because they never knew. They did not know her name. Now, see, my middle name is my grandmother's name on my grandfather's side. My great grandmother. It's a family name, and it was my grandmother's middle name and my middle name. And then when my daughter was born, I gave her my mother's name as her middle name. So her middle name is Patricia. And then when Shay was born, my daughter named her Shaylee Elsbeth. So I call her Little Els when she's being snarky. Little Els, huh? Yeah. Well, see, my son's the same way. My son, he doesn't actually have a middle name. His first name is Justin-Tyler, Justin Tyler, which was a family joke. I named him Justin Tyler just in case he didn't want to get a real job. He could be a country singer. And it ticked off my daughter because her full name is like six names long, 7 names long. And his is like one hyphenated first name, last name, no middle name. And his last name's only 4 letters. So, yeah, ticked my daughter off. She's like, what? You missed like 2 letters of the alphabet when you named me, woman. I was like, well, I almost didn't miss one of them. I thought about it. She was very mad. But like when he was little, we called him JT. As he got older, we called him Ty or Tyler. And we've kind of always called him Tyler. Like Justin's not really, or Bubba. We call him Bubba. My grandkids, Shaylee, Asher, and Rylan, and that's their uncle. They call him Uncle Bubba. My brother was my kid's Uncle Bubba. So when my son grew up and he had his first his first niece, when Shaylee was born, he went, I'm an Uncle Bubba. And so we've been calling him Bubba ever since. Because he got to Uncle Bubba status, And then, which is kind of weird because then his daughter was born. And when his daughter was born, now she calls her uncle Uncle Bubba. So my daughter's kids call my son Uncle Bubba, and my son's kids call my daughter's husband's kids Uncle Bubba. So it's weird, but it's the Uncle Bubbas. You got to have an Uncle Bubba, Like Uncle Bubba will make everything better. Uncle Bubba will hide you. Uncle Bubba will deflect for you. Uncle Bubba will fix it.
Hi, this is Mike with Cox Advanced Technical Support calling on a recorded line. And I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch your name on the way.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't do it justice to try to spell it. If you would be so kind, please.
Yeah. If somebody pulled that middle name, you was in it. You was in it deep.
All right, Mateo. Yeah, I just, my mind blanked when I was like, how do I spell that? All right, thanks a lot, Mateo. I appreciate that. Hey, listen, I got a ticket here, and it does not have an internal.
Look, we all knew when you grew up,
I have a
if that name came out and it was the middle, like you could tell your level of danger based on what portion or parts of your name were spoken. You know what I mean? First name, it's not so bad. First and middle, you better move your butt because you are gonna get a whooping.
Like that. I mean, you guys called it into us, so I mean.
All right, so we got this little folio thing.
Your guys. Let me give you the full address.
There's a little paper clip. Unfortunately,
3850 South.
it is left side, and I want to put it on the right side. So I'm thinking it's going to go over on this page.
32536.
And then we'll just figure out what we're doing over here.
Zip code.
She said it countrified.
No, it's slotted. This ticket is set up for the technician to go out on this coming Monday. Yeah. We got it set up if there's.
Uh-oh, the kitchen Nazis in the kitchen.
Unit 779. It's a Whataburger.
We joke, if you drop a cup in the sink, she comes running out. There's dishes. She likes to do dishes. She's weird. I don't know. All right, so we got that. And we need something to dress this up. I don't know what.
Awesome. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there were things we knew growing up as kids. Like we all knew what our parents' car sounded like. There'd be 500 cars in that town, but boy, you knew your parents' car. And if your parents were out looking for you and you heard that car, boy, you ran so fast.
0622.
I gotta get home.
All right.
You'd be all hot and sweaty, and parents would walk in. Where were you? I've been here the whole time. No, you haven't. Then you'd be in a world of pain. Of course, I grew up in one of those towns, one of those communities where like everybody knew everybody.
Yeah.
And so like if you got in trouble, your friends' parents would start whooping your butt and then just turn you over to your parents for continued butt whooping.
But I don't have anything sooner at this point. So, because it is slotted for a sooner appointment, but I don't have anything available. But I just wanted to make sure you folks knew that it's still set up for Monday morning.
I'm just trying to figure out what I want to put on this page. No, I can't.
Right. Of course.
I think we're going to use that.
No, that's about all I had for you at this point. I just want to make sure you guys were aware of where we're at with this and that it's slotted for a sooner appointment, but nothing is available at this point in time. All right. My pleasure.
Okay. And
Take care, Mateo. Talk to you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.
yeah, you're the only human. But actually, cats can smell you. Harry was out this morning in the cataminium doing hairy things. Oh, like he spent like 15 minutes staring at the corner of the cage. I was like, "What are you doing?" I go over there. There's nothing there. But he spent 15 minutes intently staring at it. No, there's something here, Mom. You just don't know it. Okay. Alrighty then. Apparently I can't see things, you know? Apparently I am blind. At least according to the cat. So I'm going to put that on there, and then we don't need a lot here, so I'm just going to put some books. No, some letters, like, I got this sticker. It's got some letters on it, so we're going to do that. I still have 2 more signatures to do. We're running out of stuff. Actually, I'm about 2/3 of the way through the other one, so we're okay. And I do still have more if I need to print. So let's put a piece of washi on here. Lives on the other side of me. Has 2 dogs. So when Murder Mittens goes her walkies, she goes over to the door, hisses, and does that triple tap. It's like, hey boys, I'm going for a walkie. Bet you wish you could get out here and bite me. But nope. Noopity nope nope. That needs it's here. I know it's here. Get this out of the way because I found it the other day and I said, oh, I've been looking for that, and put it in here and promptly lost it. Hold on, I'll find it. I know it wants to rain. Here it is. Okay. So sad that I bought a pair of scissors just to be able to cut one thing. So weird. But I'm a crafter. That's kind of what we do. Weird stuff. All right, let's go back. Here we go. All right, what are we going to do here? Suggestions? Anyone? Everyone? Not tall enough because I cut off the top. Harry has this thing he does at night that if I'm up too late and I'm sitting in this chair, he will sit there and I swear he taps his foot. He will sit next to my chair on the floor. And every now and then I'll hear, I know he's tapping. Like, woman, you're in my bed and I want to go to sleep. Go to your room. Oh. Walkie-talkies and coughing. Oh, that's not good. All right, let's see. So I'm hoping that this little project of mine will be available next week. All right, let's put in some burnt evidence. That's always good. Up here. Just put a couple of pieces of burnt evidence. Oh, for the, what now? You want to go outside by Daddy? Hold on. I will throw you out. Let's go. Out. He's got this thing. Like if he can't be by Daddy, you know? I don't like that. I want it to be browner. Browner? No, browner, not brassier, browner. Nope. 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 No. I also don't want anything anybody can read. Nothing to do with what's going on here. Okay, I'm not finding anything there that I like. I do have. I actually know where these are. Okay, I have to try and make this part match the rest. That. This. Uh-oh. Right, that's frayed denim. That's the walnut. This one. I got these edges. And you got these powders. Hey. Okay. And some vintage photo. So we just hit all the colors. Okay. So I don't know. I think Google finally caught up to the real world.
Okay. Yeah.
And now you can you can go on Google and you can like map something, and then you can like tell it to show you things on the route that are specific that you want. So I can sit here and I can decide, the route that I'm going to take, and then I can put in like show me creative reuses along the way. And it will show me where there are creative reuses. I can say, show me where there's thrift stores, and they'll put that in. Show me where there's vintage boutiques. It'll put that in. So all the things that I would want to see, and it shows me the ones that are on my route within a half an hour off my route. So I did that, and I'm still kind of working on it. And then I can send the whole thing to my phone. I sent the whole thing to my phone yesterday, and I have to tell you, it ticked me off because it didn't, like it wouldn't load. I had to load it twice. Great. Now I have dye in between layers of my thumbnail. Awesome. That seems like a good idea. I did. I stumped Google. I don't think it's ever happened. Okay, so she's going on this trip. And I don't have a real ID because I don't fly, but I know that there's now a law that says you have to have a state-issued real ID in order to fly because it's a federal, airports are federal. So I was like, okay. And then I thought about it and I went, she can't go back to see her sister if she's going to fly because, and to be truthful, I don't want her on a bus because when she got here, and that was an emergency situation that I had to put her on a bus because there was no flights available. And I needed to get her out of where she was. She was miserable when she got here. She has lymphedema, so her legs were like hugely swollen, and she just was not a happy camper. And so I was like, okay, that's not really a good choice. But she can't fly because she doesn't have a real ID. So she's like, are you sure? So I said, yep. So I got on Google and I was like, hey, Google, what states require a real ID to board a plane? And it thought about it, and it thought about it, and it thought about it. And it came up blank. And I went, no, that's not right. Let me try it again. So I rephrased the question. And it thought about it, thought about it, thought about it, thought about it. Came up blank. I was like, shit, I have stumped Google. I don't think that's ever happened. But I stumped it. Google was like, nope. They were like, nope, nope, nobody, nope, nope. All right, let's do a pocket. It's been a while since we've had a pocket. Let's put a pocket on here. Yep, stump to Google. Google it. Blah. You want to know what? I need information, Google. Apparently last night was not the hey Google night. All right, I'm getting rid of this because there's just nothing we can do with that. Except cut tabs, and I don't want those for tabs. Okay, let's see here. No, okay, we could do this. No, I don't want to do that. Let's put that back over there. I don't like that. I'm not gonna do it. Okay, here we go. Just like that. All right. Let's see. We're gonna use that. I think we're gonna use that or that. Maybe this. For the side, that's for the side, that's for the side. Um, no. All right. Maybe we'll use this. It's kind of different, interesting. We'll cut something out of it. Let's try this out of here and let's see what we have. We have a pipe. It's not anything like, his pipe, but it's a pipe. All right, keep that because it's got a pipe on it. We might use it. Okay, what we got? All right, so we got this, which goes this way. We'll have to round the top corners here, but that's going to be too tall. It's too tall at the top of a pocket. So we still have to back it. So let's cut that down to about 2 1/4, 2 1/2, 2 1/2. A little strip, that's always good. Okay, here we go. Is that freaking straight or not? I don't think it's straight. Let's see. It's because it's not straight. Okay, it's straight enough. There we go. All right, got it straight. You guys, I'll go over here for now. Okay, what am I looking for? Something to thicken this up. I think it's going to be a card. Let me grab an index card. Oh, ow. Oh. Don't get old, guys. Don't get old. It sucks. Seriously, if you can avoid getting old, avoid getting old. All right. Let's measure and cut, and we'll figure out where that fits. All right, so we have 5.5. So I'm going to go 5.25. Let's go 5.25 on this. And then this was 2.5, so 5.25 by 2.75.
Hi, this is Michael Cox.
Let's go 3, and we'll see where that puts us.
Calling reference to Cox ticket number 30199772. This message is for Colin. I was hoping to speak to you about this. I'm not able to reach one of our pieces of equipment, even though I'm able to ping it. I'm not able to log into it for your phone system. What I'd like to do is set up for a technician to come out and take a look at
Yeah,
it.
go ahead and put a
If
notch
you're
up
not able
top.
to try to reboot that piece of equipment so that we can try to log into it. If and when you get the opportunity, if you'd be so kind as to give us a call back, we'd greatly appreciate it. So we may be able to
Let's see.
set up for that technician to come out. We can be reached 24/7 at 1-844-618-3810. I thank you for using Cox Business Technical Support. Have a great day now.
Okay, here we go. Dinky dinky doo. Dinky 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 doo. Dinky 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 doo. Dinky dinky doo. Dinky dinky doo. Okay. Oh yeah. All righty. Seriously? Pen was in there the whole time. So I watched a video and it was kind of weird. It was, I guess somebody came up with some new thing for die cutting, and it's like rubber mats that go on your plates. And this woman is like setting up her sandwich, and she's got the base plate, then she's got a bottom plate. She put 2 folded pieces of printer paper, and then the base plate, and then so it was her base plate, 2 folded, so 4 thicknesses of printer paper, then her bottom plate, then this rubber mat, then the paper she was going to cut, then her die, then another rubber mat, then her top plate, and she ran that all through her machine. And I'm like, my machine wouldn't take that. It would be like, no, that's like adding a whole extra plate to try and get through my die cutting machine. So what the hell am I supposed to do with these things? Anyway, some crafter came up with them, and they're supposed to keep your craft plates from being destroyed because this little rubber gasket takes the hit. And I'm like, It's not going to fit through my machine. I know it's not. Like, I would have to really heavily alter my machine to get that to work. Mari, if you're going to do the train, go to Alaska. Do the Alaskan train tour. You can see the Aurora Borealis. It's just fantastic. I did that probably about 35 years ago. And my mom did it about I don't know, about 15, 20 years ago, just a couple of years before she died. She went with a friend of hers and they did it. And it's fantastic. So if you ever get the chance, go do that by rail. It is awesome. And they have a 5-day trip. Really cool. I also took a train when I was a kid from New York to Florida. My grandmother took us to Disney World when we were kids. And we started off in New York and we took the train because it was like airfare was like $400. It was like $100 per person to take a plane back in the 70s. And it was like $100 to take the train. And we got on and basically spent the day on the train. And then went to sleep. And the next morning we woke up, we were pretty much in Florida. So I don't know that I like this, but I don't know that I don't like it. If that makes any sense to anybody but me. All right. So I'm thinking this might be the last page for today because I have to go do some stuff before I go on the road. I hate this page. I'm gonna have to figure it out because I hate it. Maybe if I don't know. You ever just do something you absolutely hate? I hate this. We're gonna do this. This paper here. Bigger than that. That's about a half an inch too short. Let me grab another piece. Go. All right, so let's see. Four 7/8. 2 7/8. 4 7/8 by 2 7/8. 2 7/8. 4 7/8. Over there. All right. glue this together. I mean, like when I was a kid, we used to take the train into the city all the time, but it's not the same. But if you can and you get a chance, take that inland Alaskan train tour. It is phenomenal. Now, we used to be able to travel all over the country here in the U.S. by train, but they kind of got rid of a lot of that. Although, Amtrak is government funded and government sponsored. So I don't know. You might need to have a real ID for that too, to be honest, because it's federal. But you used to be able to, you could travel across country on Amtrak, but not anymore. There are a couple of places where you can go like from one location to another, and it's a good distance, and it's like an overnight trip. But if you go to Canada, you can go all the way across country. I like that better. It's not perfect, but I like it better. And then I'm going to trim this out real quick. I might not use it, but we're going to take a look at it anyway. Sure, we'll use it. Okay. Alrighty. So, mixed media tonight. No game tomorrow. What else? Wednesday, I will not be live in the morning unless I get home, Tuesday night, which I doubt. So I will be on Wednesday evening, most likely, after I get back. I just got to find a place to put this. And I'm going to do it. I'm going to put it on here for now until I figure out where it's going. That way it doesn't get destroyed. At least not totally destroyed. That's going to, not deep enough. Here we go. Wide enough and deep enough. Here we go. I know that's what she said. There. That'll keep that a little better. Put it in there. Okay. All righty. So, let's see. What did we do today? We did this, this, and this, this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and that. We did a lot. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we're almost done with this signature. And then we'll do the other signature. Probably finish this one next week. And then we'll have the other signature to do. And then we'll get to stitch all this together. Yay! That's my favorite part, stitching it all together, because I love the frustration of it. That goes back in there. You, I'm going to put in with this for now because we're going to use you. And I don't want to lose you again because I've already lost you once. This is going in here. These pieces are going to go in here. This is going to go in here. Tab is going in here. I have to get ready to, go on my trip, and I don't want Harry throwing things on the floor. That means I have to pack everything up because otherwise he will get up here and make a freaking mess of my desk. He likes to do that. All right. He does. He loves to make a mess up here. So let's put stuff away so he can't make a mess. And then we'll talk. Okay. Washi tape palooza going on over here. Those are standards. Okay, here we go. These. In there. You in there. You go up there. You over here. You come here. Don't you slide away from me. Okay. We're gonna put this in. This goes right there. So I mean, it's looking pretty good, It's not overly stuffed. Looking pretty good. I like it. All right. So I'm gonna put this over here where it's out of the way. Get this closed up so Harry can't get into it. Because he will. He'll knock it over and go in there and pull everything out. Because he's a rotten cat. He's a great cat, which makes him a rotten pet. Cool. All right, let's take a look. All right, so where are we? Here we go. Mixed media tonight. I will be traveling tomorrow, the 18th through the 21st. I'll be back on the 21st. There is a video, one envelope and a double flip. I don't know. It's what it is. It's one envelope and a double flip. Your swaps should be received by Friday. If you don't get it, let me know. There's a video on Thursday, a hidden paper clip with tabs. And somewhere in here, between the 18th and the 21st, I'm going to release the video for the giveaway for the Edith Holden. So this is how this is going to work. You're going to have to watch the video because in the video, I'm going to ask a series of questions. This should be general knowledge for anybody who actually watches my channel. And I'm trying to do that so as to eliminate people that just come in to try and get the book. Okay? So I'm going to ask a series of questions that people that regularly view my channel should know. And if you get most of them right, then I'll enter you in the drawing. And then you have to guess how many buttons you think are in the box. I'm going to tell you all about the box, but I'm going to get the video posted. It's going to pop up sometime while I'm on my trip. Here's the thing. There's going to be no comments. on that video. I'm going to turn the comments off. You must email me your answers and your guess. Okay? That's because I don't want prize grubbers coming in and you know, getting it. I want it to go to somebody who actually watches the channel and, you know, not somebody who doesn't. Okay? So that being said, if you're new here and I haven't offended you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give me a chance. I will eventually offend you, I'm sure. Or I'll come real close. Also, if you want to know what's going on in my world, go ahead and check out my community tab here or over on my YouTube channel. Both of those tell you on my Facebook group. Both of those will tell you everything that's going on in my world, when I'm traveling, where I'm traveling, how long I'm going to be gone, if I have a free class coming out, what videos are coming, when I'm live, all of that. Check out my Ko-Fi for some free digitals, or go on over to my Patreon and support the channel. Until I see you again, stay indoors, stay hydrated, and stay well, my friends. I love you guys. Bye.